Hi Barry.
Hello, John. Thanks for joining me for this private dinner. Please, have a seat.
Good to see you again.
I know that if we can meet like this, just the two of us, we can solve this debt ceiling crisis. I know that, in spite of our political differences, we both have the same objective.
Right you are, Barry. We both want to get re-elected.
Actually, John, I meant the recovery of the American economy is our shared objective.
Oh, right. That too. I'm with you 100% on that one, Barry.
Okay, good. Now we both know that the US economy is in one huge honking mess. I'm not going to get into whose fault it is. Although we both know it's George W. Bush's fault. But anyway, we were going to blow through the current debt ceiling of $14.29 trillion by August 2nd. So we've got to have some nonpartisan agreement on raising the debt ceiling.
Right you are, Barry. So what do you have in mind?
As you probably know, John, the Bush-era tax cuts have favored the wealthy. Those earning $1.3 million a year actually pay less in income taxes than people earning $140,000 a year or more.
I'm shocked, Barry. Truly shocked.
Yes, I know, it hardly seems fair. It's the tax loopholes that favor the wealthy. So part of my debt reduction plan involves raising government revenues by eliminating some of these loopholes. We'll make the wealthiest 1% of Americans pay their fair share of taxes. After all, even Warren Buffett said that the wealthy in America should pay more taxes.
Really? Warren Buffett? I'm a big fan of his music.
I think you're thinking of Jimmy Buffett, not Warren. Anyway, I'm proposing a program of $4 trillion in spending cuts over the next 10 years as well as increasing taxes on the wealthy. I'm proposing $4 of spending cuts for every $1 of new tax revenues raised by taxing the rich. Seem reasonable to you?
Excuse me, Barry. I'll be right back. Boehner here. John Boehner. The Speaker of the House. Yes, that was very funny, Michelle. Anyway, do you have the other teabaggers in the conference room with you? Sorry, I meant tea partiers. Yes, I know you find that offensive. Sorry. Anyway, Michelle, here's the proposal. He wants to cut spending by $4 trillion over the next 10 years. But he also wants to close some tax loopholes for the rich and increase tax revenue. Yes, I know that the teabaggers, sorry, tea partiers, don't want to raise taxes under any circumstances. Yes, I understand that. But he's proposing $4 of spending cuts for every $1 of tax increases. That's an 80-20 split between spending cuts and tax increases. Yes, I know how the Tea Party feels about tax increases. Now you're just being silly. I seriously doubt that they would lynch you. Remember that report the Republicans in the House commissioned? The one that concluded that an 85-15 split between spending cuts and tax increases was optimal for a fiscal consolidation. What? You didn't read it? Well, trust me on this one. Okay, I'll tell him.
Everything all right, John?
Yes, quite all right, Barry.
So what do you think?
I'm sorry, Barry. but I just don't do tax increases. How about this instead? We agree to raise the debt ceiling by $980 million. This will get us through to next January or February. Then we'll see where we stand.
Are you crazy, John? We'll repeat this whole painful episode in 6 months. No. My answer is no. Sorry, but no.
Excuse me, Barry. Boehner here. Ha. No, it wasn't funny the first time and it isn't funny now. Look, I think we all want to avoid having to go through this again during an election year. Now please be reasonable. What? You want a constitutional amendment requiring a balanced budget as a condition to agreeing to raise the debt ceiling? Are you mad? If you have to have a balanced budget each year, then you no longer have the ability to stimulate the economy through deficit spending. In one fell swoop you remove Keynesian theory from your fiscal toolkit. What? No, seriously, you're telling me that you've never heard of John Maynard Keynes? Didn't you study economics in school? No, I'm sorry. Home economics is not the same thing. Microeconomics? Macroeconomics? Ring any bells? No, macroeconomics has nothing to do with the price of macaroni and cheese dinner. Okay, I'll give it a shot. But don't expect any miracles.
Are you sure you're feeling all right, John? Maybe we shouldn't eat anything at all tonight.
No, I'm fine, Barry. Just indigestion, that's all. Maybe a drink would help. Okay, how about this? We agree to raise the debt ceiling by $2.4 trillion. But we have to have a constitutional amendment introduced that requires a balanced budget each year as our condition to raise the debt ceiling.
A constitutional amendment? Are you mad? That is an idea favored only by the uneducated and uninformed.
Excuse me. Sorry. Be back in a second. Ah, crap. That was my new iPhone 4. Crap, 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 crap.
Back so soon?
Yes. Sorry, Barry. I'm out of ideas.
Sorry, gentlemen. I couldn't help but overhear your dilemma. How about this? The Republicans agreed to raise the debt ceiling by $2.4 trillion now. When the House resumes sitting, you have a committee composed of 6 Republicans and 6 Democrats try to find $1.5 trillion in spending cuts over the next 10 years. If the committee can't come up with the required spending cuts, then automatic spending cuts will kick in, affecting social programs and defense spending. The Tea Party will be happy because there are no tax increases. The Democrats and Republicans will be equally motivated to find savings before the automatic spending cuts kick in, so that their pet programs, Medicare for the Democrats, defense spending for the Republicans, are not affected. Sound good?
I think we have a deal.
Brilliant, young lady. Why didn't I think of that?
Now, would you like to have a drink, or are you ready to order?
I think I'll have a margarita.
Same for me, please.
2 margaritas it is then.
Wasting